Okay, and we are live. Hello, Sammy. Thank you so much for joining. Happy Friday. And today we're making a rainbow candy bar. As you can see, I've already started because it does take a while to get this part done. I decided to use this really cute mold that has all these little hearts. So I'm filling them in with rainbow colors. Of course, I'm working my way to yellow now. I'm just using some candy melts that I dyed with some oil-based and powder food gel colors, and then just some food brushes. Hello, thank you for joining. Hope everyone's having a good Friday. Feels like it came very quick. Let's do this little tiny one right there. Just trying to fill it in as best I can so that it stays in the little hearts, and then I can tap, tap, tap. Make sure it fills in all the little spaces and there's no little gaps or bubbles or anything like that. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, what are we making? Great question. We're making a rainbow candy bar. So I have this candy bar mold that it's not super thick, but I think I'll still be able to stuff it because I love stuffed candy bars. And so with this one, we are going to try to stuff it with some caramel, but I wanted to make all these cute little hearts rainbow, which takes a while, but I think it's gonna look really cool in the end. Trying to fill in our spaces better here. This is, of course, the part that is the most tedious, but I think it's going to be worth it because it's going to look really cool. And I believe next week for live, we are making, like the Christmas crack. We made some around Valentine's Day, and that was a lot of fun. So we're going to try and make a Valentine or a rainbow crack this time. So that is next week's live. Tap, 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 tap. Any plans this weekend? What are the plans? Oh, it's gonna be like 102 tomorrow, so I kept dropping hints to my sister to go over to her and my brother-in-law's house, be like, hey, you guys have a pool. So I think that's probably gonna be what tomorrow is all about, because it's just gonna be too hot to really do anything else. And what else? I don't think I have any other specific plans. How about you? What kind of fun stuff are you up to this weekend? I hope it's not too hot where you are. I am not excited for the 100-degree weather tomorrow. But if I can be in the pool, that's the saving grace. Pretty tasty. I also think it'll be worth it. Already looks cool. Thank you so much. Want to help your sister out. I've been sending her texts like every couple days, like, hey, do you need someone to watch Penny for you? Which is my niece pup. So I was like, hey, do you need someone to watch your pool / Penny? And then my sister says, now it's supposed to be 104. Awesome. So yeah. See, I'm trying to fill this in as best I can to spread out the colors. And this part does take a while. So feel free to hop in the chat and let me know how your Friday is going. Also, what kind of plans you got going. Just hanging out mostly, painting and watching anime. That sounds fun. Here in Arizona, it's already hella freaking hot. Oh my gosh, I cannot even imagine. I am so sorry. Yeah, I've never been to Arizona. I had family in Arizona. I think I still do have family in Arizona, but I've never been there because it's just, I can't imagine. trying to follow some kind of pattern, but it's also like very random at the same time. Just trying to make sure I get all the colors in here. This is like my first time being in the kitchen, like really for the whole week, because I've been editing a lot to get that video done I just posted on Wednesday. And then also another one's coming on Monday as well. So keep an eye out for that. Trying to make sure we have a good dispersal of our colors here. I don't have much other than school and the gym. Not bad, but not the greatest. Yeah, it could definitely be worse, but definitely stay cool with how hot it's going to be. I hate the heat so much. I lived in Riverside, California for 1.5 years in the mid-2010s, and it still got pretty hot. Yeah, it was such a good time living there. I'm too broke to move out of Arizona. Oh my goodness. Yeah, did you move there for family? Kind of curious how you ended up in Arizona. Let's see, where's this yellow gonna go? Let's put you there. While I'm finishing this up, I'm gonna start to heat up my orange. There. That one's a little bit out of the lines, but it's close enough. And we can just do a little tap, tap, tap. Do. Okay, we're almost done with our yellow. So I'll do this big one right here. And I got just a few more to go. Let's put you right there next to our green. Gonna clean up the sides there. Tap, tap, tap. I moved here in 99. Oh, okay, yeah, so you've been there for a while. This looks so neat. Thank you so much. It's been a while since I've taken, I can't even talk today. It's been a while since I've used this bar for anything, so since I took it out of my storage container and made something cute with it. So I think it's been like a year actually. I think I made some cookie pops with it last year and like pressed them on top to get some hearts on there. I'll just put you right there. If there's any extras after I do yellow, orange, and red, I actually might pop in some pink. That might be fun. Okay, I think there's a good amount of yellow on there. More tap, tap, tap. And I'm gonna go check on my orange. Hello, hi, thanks for joining. Oh, press the hearts on top is creative. Thank you so much. I think that was for a live, if I remember correctly, last year. Either that or I did cookie pops in addition to the ones I made on live. Is that paint? Great question. These are actually candy melts that I dyed with some powder food gel color, or powder food color, as well as oil-based food color. So we're using food brushes to add them into these little heart sections of this candy bar mold. Melting down my orange right now so we can go on to the next color. Really glad I started with this earlier because this part does take a while. And I have a really fun idea I have this cookie butter salted caramel. And we're gonna try dyeing it the colors of the rainbow and see if it turns out. I've done red before. I've seen one of my like baking friends over on Instagram do green and it worked out. So I feel like I might be able to pull off the full rainbow, and that would be really cool when you like break the bar open to have it be a rainbow. Oh, it looks like paint. It does look like paint, doesn't it? Especially when I'm using the food brush. I like to actually, I've done not a ton, but like a couple little like kind of painting with candy melts things. It's actually really fun. I can't wait to see how cool this looks when it's finished. Oh, thank you so much. It's my bead day. Happy birthday, Chloe. Thanks so much for joining. Okay, our orange is nice and melty. There's still a couple little pieces in there, but we do not need a ton. Okay, so now we're gonna fill in. Happy birthday, Chloe. Time consuming, but it'll be worth it, from Sammy. Yes, definitely. I feel like some molds are just kind of like that, where it's like, it's gonna take a while, but it's gonna look so cute in the end. Okay, I'm just gonna try and fill in our orange. Guess I'll go up here too. Like I said, if there's any extras, I might go and fill in. Where did you get the mold? I got it off of Amazon, actually. It was like a pack of, I think, 6 or 7 candy bar molds, and this was one of them. There was another one that was like, looked like bubbles. Another one looked kind of like geometric on top. Another one kind of looked like it was broken on purpose. So yeah, I need to, I've been thinking about starting like the Amazon storefront thingy, where you can just like go find like, this is what I used to make candy bars and that kind of stuff. I need to finally just do it. So it'll be a lot easier to like tag things and share them and everything. I don't want too much orange. That's why I'm thinking if there are some extras that I might fill it in with pink. Just do an extra little bit of color. Oh, that mold is so cute. Thank you so much. I know I don't use it near enough because I do love to fill in the colors and it takes a while. I think a pastel or regular rainbow ombre covering the whole mold, not just the individual hearts, would look really pretty too. Oh, I love that idea. I love the ombre idea so much. I don't try enough ombre things because sometimes it doesn't work out and it frustrates me. I do love ombre stuff for sure. Anything where it's like multiple colors in one thing, I always prefer that over just a solid color. Where should you go next? Yeah, see, there's like multiple things in here. I feel like red and pink are gonna fill in those spots. Oh, okay, there. I should do more candy melt painting. Also, I was gonna reshare sometime soon when I made some Van Gogh inspired cupcakes and I actually painted buttercream on the top. I should try more painting buttercream because it's actually a lot of fun. Let's see. I guess I'll put this one right here. Trying to still find a balance, but making sure we fill in the rest of these spaces. Yeah, I can totally understand being frustrated when it doesn't work out. Yeah, especially like cakes and stuff. It's like, I figured out how to do it. No, I didn't. Not completely. It can still be like a little bit tricky to actually get that proper ombre pattern because I don't practice it very much. It's definitely all in the practicing to get it down. There's gonna be too much orange in the middle if I go there. I like this little teeny piece on the side. Da, 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 da. Okay, so this is for sure the most tedious part, but worth it. Let's go right there. Trying to, like I said, follow some kind of pattern-ish to make sure that there's a good distribution of color and not too much of one. Let's go right there. I feel like there's not as much orange in like the middle of the bar. I could do this big one at the bottom too. And tap, tap, tap. And I think I also might be able to find the bar and add a link to the description of this live once it gets posted. So I'll try and do that sometime this weekend, just so it makes it easier to find it as well. Okay, I think that's enough orange. On to the red. Okay, and I wasn't sure if I was going to add pink, but I think I'm going to. I think it'll be pretty. Especially because it's like a nice, really vibrant kind of bubblegummy pink. I think it'll be fun to fill in those extra little spaces. Yes, I would love to see that painted on buttercream. Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot lately, so I'll definitely, for sure, reshare the Van Gogh ones because those took a while. I made a set of 4, and then I think I might want to try and come up with a couple of designs that would be something fun to do. Maybe something simmery, and then for sure some kind of holiday decoration. Do you cook or bake professionally, or just like to do this for fun in your free time? Great question. I am working on turning this channel into my full business. And I've never been professionally trained or anything like that. I did try to do a little bit of like cake orders and macaron orders for a little while through like word of mouth, family, friends, that kind of stuff. But I just wasn't very happy with it because it's like, I don't know, I'm a perfectionist that's trying to get over being a perfectionist. So I would like obsess over the orders. I wasn't having very much fun with it. And so I had thought about starting a YouTube channel because obviously watching like the Try Guys when I was in college and all that kind of stuff, I just like was very interested in the possibility of having something like this. And then not until 2020 did I actually start it. So that's kind of how we got on this track. And then I'm just working on figuring out how to make this work because I know that people have been able to. And I think it'd be really fun to create a business around creating a lot of really fun and cool things. Because that's kind of, it's always been like my passion to do something creative, even though my degree is actually in chemistry, which it's always fun when I tell people that and they're like, what? But you bake. So I do really like the creative side of things, which is why I kind of continue to go down this route. And it's already been over 4 years since I've had this channel. So just working on building up. Monet, which could you do a painter series? Being so labor intensive. Yeah, it would be, but that would be very interesting to look into. Good luck with that. I hope it works out for you. Thank you so much. Well, that's so freaking cool. Chemistry degree. Yes, I went to college for chemistry. My concentration specifically was in forensics. I was going to be, like CSI definitely influenced me. um, and then by the time I was graduating, I was kind of like, eh. And also, I got a minor in music too, because I had to balance out the chemistry classes because I felt like I was going crazy with how intense those classes were. So, yeah, and then, but when I was graduating, I was like, I don't know if I want to work in a lab for, you know, 8 to 10 hours a day or in the field for like 12 hours a day and all that kind of stuff when I know in my heart I've always been like more creative on that side. So if you started a business, I would definitely buy from you. Oh, thank you so much. People were shocked when I told them I was in accounting because I'm so creative and I paint. That's so cool. I love when people have like something that's totally different from what their passion is and their hobbies. You're a baker with the brain. Oh, thank you. I seriously admire so much chemistry, but then the music and now baking. Oh, thank you so much, Sammy. Yeah, I've always had varied interests, I would say. Always been kind of all over the place. Even like my work history has a lot of like miscellaneous, like pet sitting, house sitting. Even I was a florist assistant at one point, event assistant slash like volunteer lead at one point. So I've always liked a variety of things, I guess. And wedding coordinator assistant too. Almost forgot that one. Where my sister was the main coordinator and I was her assistant. We love a well-rounded lady. I love it. I'm baking now because of you. Oh, that makes me so happy. What kind of stuff are you baking? And if you have any questions about anything, feel free to contact me. Let me know if you need any help with anything ever. I don't always remember to check my Instagram DMs, but I'm trying to get better about that. Or you can send me an email too. Let's go right here. And you're super bubbly, kind, and friendly on top of all that stuff. Oh, thank you so much. I don't want to make it boring for you guys, so I, of course, want to make it fun. My friends had always thought I wanted to be a musician since I started guitar, but my passion has always been baking because my grandma and you, and I've always wanted to be a marine biologist too. That's so cool. I love when people have so many interests and things that make that up their personality and their interests. It's just always so much fun to learn about that. Are you pursuing marine biology? It's always been very cool. I went to Marin Headlands when I was in like 7th grade, and for like a hot second, I was like, this would be cool. But then the biology classes were a little bit much for me. I definitely took to chemistry more. That sounds cool. I like his art, his unique style. Yeah, so far I have. That's so awesome. Okay. Oh, let's go up here, fill in these little weird side pieces. That was gonna bug me. Okay. Trying to move it along with our red. Let's do this big one in the middle. Like I said, I think I'm gonna fill it in with some pink. Not fully traditional to have 7 colors with rainbow, but I think it's gonna look fun. Let's do this one. We're getting so close to being done. I loaded this up with too much, but it'll work. Okay. Tap, tap, tap. Kind of like every other one that's missing, basically. Fill in with red. And then we'll ketchup and then shot in a second. Let's go on the side. And I guess right there too. These little teeny ones are a little bit trickier to fill in. Okay. Let's do this big one right here. Okay. And tap, tap, tap. Okay, this has way too much for this teeny tiny heart, so gotta just do a little bit, teeny tiny bit. And do just a little bit more. Okay. And then I gotta tap that for some air bubbles. Okay. And then we go in, like I said, I'm doing like every other heart that's missing is gonna be red, and then fill those last ones in with pink. Guess we'll go red right here. There's gonna be a couple kind of right next to each other, but oh well. They're mostly covered. And a couple more. There's one right there. Okay, just a few more reds, and then I'm gonna pop my pink in the microwave. Oop, I'm getting red on my fingers. What is going on? Hold on, there's somebody at the bottom saying English or Armenian a couple times. You're just gonna leave. I speak English, if that's what you're asking. And I see more Instagram DMs stuff. Instagram DMs, no idea how it would even turn out. PB&J. Oh, yes. That is like at the top of my list for when I'm actually like back in my kitchen. I'm hoping I can make those at like the beginning of next week. Peanut butter Rice Krispie treats with jelly flavored topping, some strawberry something. Yes, that sounds amazing. What's your favorite thing to bake or cook? Great question. I always answer this with, it kind of depends on my mood. I feel like I go through phases, like around the holidays, definitely a lot more cookie stuff. But then I feel like it just kind of depends on how I'm feeling. Like if I feel inspired for certain things, then I kind of just go with that. Like sometimes I just like to make a lot of cupcakes at once. Other times I like to do a lot of cookies. It just kind of is like when the mood strikes me or when I have a certain inspiration, I feel like is the biggest thing for me. Great question though. Thank you for asking it. Let's go right here. Definitely needs more on that. Okay, and we are almost done with our red. Going to fill in this little guy right here. Okay, I think we're good with our red. Looks like quite a bit. And like I said, we'll be able to fill in the rest of the little details with pink. I'm just trying to make sure there is not really too much doubling up right next to each other. Filling in that little guy. Okay, let's heat up our pink. And I can get close up in the chest. Okay, we're doing 30 seconds, pretty much 30 seconds to start whenever I do any kind of candy melt stuff, and see if it gets melty enough, and then we can pop it back in. For anyone that is curious. What do I got going on here? Let's see. Are we talking to, okay, that's so cool. I think everybody my age back in the day wanted to be a marine biologist because of Lisa Frank. Lisa Frank was awesome. I grew up in the 90s and 2000s. Same. Definitely, Lisa Frank was like everywhere. Where is the pink? That is on its way. People are weird. Yes, that's always true. Hey, looks pretty. And Sammy, people are weird. Just subbed and liked. Oh, thank you so much. And thank you for saying it looks pretty. We're almost done. We're adding in our pink, and then we're going to be able to go a little bit more into detail here. Hi from South Africa. I love what you're doing. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining. Good for you for graduating. I can't imagine how stressful it must have been. Those Japanese strawberry cakes. Oh, I've never tried those before. That sounds yummy. You say it's funny because your baking skills suck. My cakes are more mush than fluffy. You can definitely, let's see. I'd be kind of curious to check out what kind of recipe you're using to see if there's something in the leavening that's kind of not properly giving you that full, not for lack of a better word, full like body of your baked good. Because it might be like baking up, but then kind of, I don't know, shrinking down. Kind of curious. It's not boring to talk about that stuff. You seem really cool and nice. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, we're checking on our pink. Are you making chocolate or a cake, hon? Today we're doing a candy bar, and we're filling it in with some vanilla flavored melting wafers for all these fun little colors right here. We're gonna do pink last, and then we're gonna cover it in chocolate and try and fill it with some rainbow caramel. I'll get to that in a second because I'm hoping it works. In my head it's gonna work. Let's see, I'm back. I had to go for a minute. No worries, thanks for coming back. Were you interested in getting a chemistry degree, or did you just get it to get it? Great question. I actually never would have thought that I would have gotten a degree in science. In grade school, I was not good at science at all. But there was something about chemistry that just clicked. Like, it totally made sense. I was helping classmates figure things out, and it just, I don't know, I got really interested in it, and I just was really excited about it, and I don't know, just kind of developed into like this interest for it, and especially, like I said, with the concentration in forensics, that definitely related to CSI, which was huge at the time. So I feel like that definitely influenced me to want to do the forensic chemistry side of things. And yeah. So we got to heat our pink for a little bit longer. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist. It's not anything exciting, but just I found it very interesting, and the fact that it came to me easily, where other, other science subjects were kind of like, ooh, that's a bit much. Yeah, it just kind of developed from there. But then, like I said, when I got into the upper chemistry classes and it was like really intense, then that's when I had to balance that with music, and I just decided, hey, I have enough classes to, take one more basically and get a minor in music, so I might as well. And that and also my part-time job in college for sure helped to balance out the intensity of those classes, because those were a lot. Okay, here's our pink, super bright, very bubblegummy. And we're gonna fill in the rest of our hearts with it. Still using a food brush. This one's a little bit thinner because I only had like 6 of those like slightly wider flat brushes. But this will actually help us fill in some of the smaller ones with a little bit more detail. Especially these little weird partial hearts on the side here. This is obviously the easiest color because I don't have to figure out anything. I can just add it wherever I see an open space. The perfectionist in me is slightly annoyed to have 2 pinks right next to each other, but I'll get over it. Okay, and as always, while I'm doing this, if I see things in the chat, I try to catch up on them, but I'm going to try and get this part done before I catch up in the chat. I make sure, because I like to pop this into the freezer for just a little bit to make sure these hearts stay nice and solid when we add our chocolate layer on top of them. Such teeny tiny little spots on the side. So close to being done with our hearts. Like I said at the beginning and a couple times, this is definitely the tedious part, but we're close. And while this rests in the freezer, we can try out that rainbow caramel that I was talking about. This thin brush is definitely a lot better for these itty bitty hearts. Okay, so close. On these little side ones, I think I got all of them up here. I don't see any others, so that's good. Okay, I think we're finally good. Woohoo! Okay, so we're gonna pop this into the freezer after giving the last little bit of pinks a tap. So hopefully everything has settled. I can't talk today, it's Friday. this in the freezer. Okay, and while we do that, I'm gonna catch up in the chat as well as get our caramel ready. Hold on, where was I? Let's see. Ooh, sounds amazing, thank you. I have to run and sort kids' food. If your stuff is still on, I'll join back. Okay, good. Oh, and you're back. Awesome, thanks for rejoining. It looks so good. Thank you so much. We made a chocolate slab today with peanut butter filling. It was yummy. That sounds amazing. Looks like something you'd probably get from a store. That's how good it looks. Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. Okay, we're all caught up in the chat. And we're moving on to our caramel. So when I do a lot of my stuff, as long as it's not candy melt stuff or chocolate, I use the Wilton, if you can see it, kind of ish, to like a beauty influencer style. Can you say hi? Hello, thanks for joining, Elise. We have our icing color here. These are water-based colors, so it's totally fine to mix with this. It's not gonna make it seize or do anything weird like it would with chocolate or candy melts. Do you do this for a living? Great question. Thank you so much for asking. I'm working on turning this into a full business because I look up to channels like, Rosanna Pansino has like arguably one of the biggest baking channels, and then Good Mythical Morning has created an entire company of people just creating together, and I think that's just so cool that that's like what I aspire to. So I'm working on hopefully turning that into something one day. Let's see, can you say hi to me? Can you say hi, Paula? I'm hoping I'm saying your name right. Hello, thanks for joining. Let's see, I love caramel. Isn't caramel the best? It's always so good. I reckon you should indeed. I didn't follow recipe, I just went with it, so it's expected. Oh, okay, gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. But it's always fun to experiment too. So I totally get it. This is my cookie butter salted caramel, but it's made with a thinner consistency. So I swapped, I don't remember the exact ratio off the top of my head. I did this actually for a class that I taught. And I decided to try out a thinner consistency to be able to let people know if I can do a thinner consistency, and it is possible. So let's see, I need bowls. I could use these ones. These aren't, we're not gonna need a ton of caramel because it's not a super thick bar. Six, perfect. Okay, how has the weather been in California yesterday? Here in Maine, it was 97. Ooh, that's getting up there. It hasn't been too bad the past couple days, but tomorrow's supposed to be 104. So it's definitely, it keeps doing like a whole roller coaster thing where it goes like up really fast, down really fast, which is driving me so crazy. Yesterday I made some caramel sea salt cookies. They were so good. Oh my gosh, those sound so amazing. Are they kind of like topped with caramel, or how is it a caramel cookie? That just sounds really good. Excuse my language, but you seem badass. Oh, that's so nice of you. 104, ouch. Yeah, I kept dropping hints to my sister this week. I was like, hey, want to go swimming in your pool this weekend? And I can come over with Lily and she can run around while we swim. Let's see, I think I've had this out for a little while. I might need to heat it up just a little bit. But like I said, this is my cookie butter salted caramel. I'm gonna pop it in the microwave, but we have to be really careful with that because sometimes it'll try and split a little bit. So we want to heat it in very, very short increments. And get off the spoon. So I'm gonna do like 5 to 10 seconds, not very much at a time, just to try and warm it. We don't want it to be super duper liquidy or anything. So I'm going really small at a time. And this is, like I said, the cookie butter salted caramel, but this is a thinner consistency. So I used a higher ratio of cream rather than a higher ratio of butter or cookie butter. So it has, I believe, less cookie butter. I think it's less cookie butter, the same amount of butter, and then more cream to replace that. I can go into more detail at some point. I made the caramel myself, and I kind of put it in the cookie dough and topped it with caramel square chunks and added sea salt. That sounds so good. Caramel, not caramel. Not sure what you mean. We're gonna get back to seeing if our consistency is better. And it said caramel. That's how you spell it. I don't often pronounce the middle A, just I guess out of habit. That's always how I've said it. I feel like people are kind of like 50-50. It's either caramel or caramel. Okay, that looks a little bit better, but I'm gonna do another 5 seconds. Just because we want it to be a little bit thinner than that. Not runny, obviously. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Don't explain yourself. A lot of people have accents. This is true. People say things a lot of different ways. Thank you. I don't know. I know that's one of the ones where people are like very specific about like, no, this is how you say it. Okay. Still a little bit more. Do another 5. And I feel like it should be good because, like I said, I don't want it to be overly runny, especially when we're trying to put it into the bar. I'm going back and forth on just pouring it right in or using a piping bag. Leaning slightly more towards the piping bag. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. I feel like that's a pretty good consistency. So I'm going to add them to these little baby prep bowls that I have, which we don't need a ton because this bar is not very thick. I just think it's going to be really cool if this works out. So thank you for being here for me trying this idea. I feel like that's what half of my lives are. It's just like, this sounds fun. Let's give it a try. Okay, so we're putting caramel into each bowl. I guess I'll fill it up most of the way. Enough to have still a little bit of room to stir, of course. But if I have extra left over, that's not a bad thing. I can make something else with it. Oh, got messy with that one. Oh, catching up. I'm from the UK in Wiltshire. My accent is weird. Haha, honestly, you can say it however you like. Thank you. Oh, it looks so good. Thank you so much. Let's see, I'm from Wisconsin, still have a bit of an accent, but I'm just in case for community guideline stuff, I'm gonna say you don't care. People are drinking Haterade. It's not that serious. Very true. That's just, it feels like on the internet, people have such strong opinions about things that don't matter that much. And that's still something to get used to. I think you have really creative ideas. Thank you so much, Sammy. Let's see, did you make the caramel yourself? Sorry if you said that already. I was just clarifying. No worries, feel free to ask any questions. I appreciate it. I did make this myself. I have this recipe actually on my, I believe the written one is on my blog, as well as a video that I shared of making this one. And it's a video for making salted caramel, but also how to make cookie butter salted caramel, which is definitely my very favorite one to make. It just adds like a really good depth of flavor, plus the consistency that the cookie butter gives the caramel is just really, it gives that really gorgeous caramel pull and everything. So one of many reasons I love to make this one. But this is, like I said, a thinner consistency one, so that it's a little bit better for fillings, and even like if you want to do a caramel drip on a cake, tested it out and it looks really good. Okay, 2 more bowls. Don't spill, don't spill. Okay, 1 more. Here, I know it's not completely in shot, but 1 second and my hand will be out of your way. Get a little bit more in that bowl. Oh, and I haven't mentioned this yet. I actually signed up for, I am in California and we have the state fair coming up in July, and I signed up for some baking competitions. So you guys will see some videos coming up about that sometime in late July. So I haven't said anything about it yet because I just signed up for it last weekend. So excited, a little bit nervous, but I think it's gonna be fun. It's not like baking there, it's like we bake it at home and then we have to bring like a little card that explains what's in it, and they judge it, and we'll see. Trying not to get color on my fingers because I always do with these. Open, darn you. I already have purple on my hand. To be expected. Let's see if I can open these at the same time and get caught up in the chat. Oh gosh, it looks delicious. And that people can be so judgmental. Any positive vibes? Definitely, especially on the internet. That's so many negative things that happen. Yes, so I put others down, definitely. Exactly that, be it like you have to fit and you just don't need to fit in. Be yourself and bugger the haters. I appreciate that. That's something I need to remind myself of, definitely. Do you have any mods? I don't yet. I haven't had the need for them yet. But I do know there were a couple people like a couple months ago that were like, I'll be your moderator. But my sister is like, I am first in that line. Let's see. Have you ever made sea salt caramel macarons? I haven't made sea salt caramel, but I did make, I always love to do macarons where it's like a couple of flavors. So I would do like buttercream, like a little demonstration, a little buttercream like perimeter, and then always fill it in with something else. I was always bored of like just buttercream or something. So it's been a long time though. I do have a list of people that when I do make macarons, I need to give them some. So I should start making some of those again. They're so good. Good luck with the competitions. Thank you so much. Oh, that will get business out there too. I hope so, but it's also weird explaining to people like, I have a channel. I don't bake formally for you to order from. That was like the hardest thing when transferring to this, was because people that had ordered from me were like, I want to order things. And I only really do like really once in a while. If it's somebody that has ordered from me before and I can fit it in, especially to content, that's like the main thing. So like making some meringues or something like that. I do have certain people where if I make certain items, I know that they're on my list to get it. Okay, so we're just gonna start adding our colors. I think I use this one to open purple, so we're just gonna see what happens when I start to add some. It's adding pretty good amount because it is already a deep color on its own. We're just gonna mix while I try and also catch up in the chat. Good luck, you're gonna be amazing. Thank you so much. Start with maybe personal information. You may not be comfortable sharing, but is it the Orange County Fair? No worries, no, totally fine to ask the question. It's actually up in Northern California. It's the California State Fair. So it's like for the entire state of California, really big. I may have added too much purple. It's like really, really deep. Okay, that was more intense than I expected. Looks closer to black. So let's see. I need a different bowl. Okay, now I know I don't need as much of the purple. Okay, and we can add more caramel, hopefully, to balance out the color. Like I said, I've only done this with red before, so this is totally testing what other colors are going to be like. Let's see if I can shift these out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm adding extra caramel, which my mom's not gonna be mad about this because she loves when I make caramel and she loves the color purple. So I fully assume that this will probably end up being hers after I'm done using it. Okay. Obviously it's not gonna have quite the same as like a regular purple, but still looks dark. So let's see what the other colors look like, because that'll tell us if we can actually pull this off. Let's see what blue does. Not gonna add nearly as much. I'm gonna start with that. Still dark, but you can still tell that it's like bluish. Oh, that's interesting. It almost went to like a deep green. Do you see that? It's interesting. It's a really pretty color, actually. I think it's a very deep, like under the sea kind of green. Okay. Colors due to the caramel. This one's green. Erica, me, and Sammy should be mods. Keep up the good work. I appreciate you sharing your gifts with us. Oh, thank you so much. That on your sister being, or valid on your sister being the first, she'll protect you the most. Yeah, the last time the discussion of mods came up, she was like, I'm first in line. Sammy, 10,000%. Okay, I would love to stay, but I have to go. Goodbye. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate you being here. Have a great day. And this will be up if you want to see what it looks like. I'll also post pictures, as well as I'm thinking I'm doing a little really simple shorts video of just breaking it open if these colors work out. Okay, so that definitely turns into a better green color. Blue is very interesting to me, that it does not totally look blue. So that one's kind of different. Yellow was the one I was most nervous about, but purple is kind of perplexing me a little bit. But let's see what our yellow does here. It's like caramel with a tinge of yellow. I feel like this one needs a little bit more. So I need to get another knife out here. Probably gonna be a little more jealous, or oh my gosh, I can't talk today. Generous with our yellow. So a good hefty amount more of that one. That's like an emerald green. It is. It turned out really, really well. How often do you go live? Great question, Elise. I go live once a week. I'll let you know if that changes. But yeah, pretty much stick to live once a week. And I do have the schedule up there. If you go check out the live tab on my channel, then you can see our upcoming lives, I think for the next like month out or so. Oh, yeah. Messy. Okay, that has a hint of yellow. I guess that's going to be about as good as we can get with that one for right now. Okay, next orange. So of course the colors are pretty deep. They're not as vibrant as, you know, you might like, but I think it's still gonna look pretty cool. Gonna be a fun little surprise inside the bar. That's not too bad for an orange. It's like a almost burnt orange kind of look. Okay. And red is the last one. This one I have for sure done many times, especially if I want to make a kind of gory-ish kind of dessert for like Halloween and stuff. It's always really fun to add the red because it's really deep. Okay, so I think our colors look pretty good. Purple's the only one that's irritating me right now. So I might actually add a little bit more purple. I might have added too much extra of the caramel. So let's see what adding some more purple will do. Add like that much. I feel like it just, I don't know. I don't like the color as much as when it had more purple in it, interestingly. So let's see if this will help. Of course, like I said, it's all like, they're kind of dullish colors, but actually it's brighter on camera, interestingly. Maybe add some red to the purple caramel. I don't know, what do you guys think? You can see like a tinge. It's kind of like the blue where it's not exactly like the purple that we'd usually expect, but I feel like red is going to maybe take it in a different direction. I don't know. I kind of wish I had taken like an art class in school where it was like how to combine colors better. Because like now that I do this with buttercream colors, I am lost sometimes and just kind of like doing experimenting. That would have been a really helpful class. But I feel like that's kind of, it's like a grapey purple, like a very grape, like deep grape color. You can see the purplish a little bit. So I think I'm going to call it good. I'm going to cover up these colors before I get more color on my hands. And then we're going to proceed with our candy bar and do the next step because we won't be able to add the caramel just yet. Oh my gosh, green had a ton of color on the outside of it. Ugh. Yep, can't ever do colors without getting stuff on my hands. Okay, and I think the easiest way to add the caramel, like I mentioned, will probably be to do piping bags. So I think I have to go grab some piping bags from my office really fast. Let me get the colors out of the way. We're gonna do our next step and then I'll go grab that stuff. Okay, so we're gonna do chocolate for our bar. It's actually so fun. I wish we did that more nowadays. I have to go by. Thank you for joining today. The red was my favorite color. I never thought of adding color to caramel. Yeah, the red is still one of my favorites too, but the green is actually like that nice deep green as well. It's just my imagination did the colors get more vibrant after sitting for a minute. I think you're right. There's something about them sitting there that I don't know if it's the lighting or what, but they do feel like they got a little bit different. Okay, so we have our bar. I have some dark chocolate melting wafers in a bowl. I'm gonna start to heat those up in the microwave. As always, I start with 30 seconds, but to make this bar even more fun, we're gonna add some of this edible gold, metallic gold dust. I can't remember if they call it luster dust or if this is technically something else, but I need a food brush. So we have like our poofy food brush. And we're gonna add that to the inside so that hopefully when we demold it, then it's gonna have a nice like gold finish to it. We're just gonna like generously brush it, but we don't want a lot of excess like loose powder. We want it to stick to the sides quite a bit. Sticks a lot better to the bottom than it does the sides, but we're gonna try and at least get some of the sides with some gold here. A little bit more. Okay, that's nice and gold. So let's check on our candy melts. Starting to melt just a little bit. Whoop. Runaway melt. Okay, definitely needs some more time. So we're gonna do like 25 seconds because there's some melting going on, but not a ton. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab my piping bags. Okay. Where's my spoon? That's actually a really good idea. Thank you. I haven't done it to a ton with like the silicone molds, but I think it's gonna be really fun. How long do you normally melt the chocolate in the microwave? Do you melt in a glass bowl? Yes, I melt in a glass bowl. I think you can also do silicone. They have like silicone bowls, but I usually stick with just, you know, glass, or I'm pretty sure this is glass. I don't think it says on the bottom, but I always do basically heat safe microwave bowls. And then this is, instead of having like tempered chocolates, that's why I tend to use the dark chocolate melting wafers. So it just makes it very, very easy to not have to temper it. And this was definitely enough time. I'm only seeing like some little air bubbles, no little pieces left. I probably could have gone like 20 seconds instead of 25, but we're all good. And let me get a piece of parchment paper. Okay. So I'm gonna add a layer of chocolate, and then we're going to dump over here on parchment paper. I'm gonna try and get it on camera as best I can, but basically that's gonna help give it a thinner shell. And let me get my offset spatula ready to go on the side as well. Okay. So I'm gonna fill it up quite a bit when doing this method, so that it fills in the whole space. And we can tap it on the counter to get rid of air bubbles, fill in all the little spaces. Okay, once we're pretty sure we're good with that, we're gonna flip it and shake, shake, shake that excess out. Still looks like there's a good amount in there, so I'm gonna shake one more time, but I'm also trying to make sure that it does not slightly melt our hearts that we made and start to take them out of the container as well. And then we can scrape off this excess. To kind of clean it up a little bit. And it looks like we missed a couple little spots, so I'm gonna take a tiny spoon somewhere. Tiny spoon. And we're gonna go fill in the corners that kind of missed some of the chocolate here. I think all corners kind of got a little bit missed with that. And I didn't let it drain as much chocolate, so the middle's still a little bit thick, but I actually don't mind that because that helps to kind of reinforce the top of it. But for like professional chocolate stuff, then you would definitely want it thinner. I'm gonna tap it so it gets a little bit more even. Okay. I feel like there's still enough space for me to do my caramel stuffing. Like I said, it's not gonna be super thin or super thick, but I think I'll be able to reinforce the sides a little bit with chocolate and then fill in the center. I always make my chocolate bars thicker than the actual mold itself though, so I like pushing the boundaries. But we're gonna pop this into, usually I do fridge, but I think freezer is gonna be fine for this. Okay, making sure it's nice and flat in the freezer. I'm gonna scooch this out of the way, and we're gonna start to prep our caramel piping bags. Let's see. That looks so pretty. Hello, thank you for joining. Did anyone else lose the feed? Uh-oh. I hope you can see everything again. I got a little bit of chocolate on this side over here. Okay, I'm back. Yay! Good to have you back. We're about to add our caramel to our piping bags to get them ready to go. So first we need a separate bag for each color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And to make it easier on myself, my favorite way of adding caramel or buttercream to a piping bag. Okay, that's our first one. Trying to get some air bubbles out of there because sometimes it'll pop. Hi, I'm drawing right now. Any outfit ideas? I know this is totally off topic. LOL. Outfit ideas. I don't know. It's summer and my favorite summer fruit is watermelon. That could be a really cute outfit. Draw a 70s inspired outfit. Oh, that's a cute idea too. I like that. I know our live is longer today than usual, but I really appreciate everyone sticking around and popping in. This will be posted afterward, like I said, but I will also make sure to post pictures, of course, and then after I get pictures, I will break open the bar and see how it looks when the rainbow, let's see if the actual rainbow caramel has a nice pull and everything. That's actually the part I'm probably most excited about, if I'm being honest. And once I had the idea, it was like, I have to make it happen. It was one of those ideas where my mind wasn't going to let me drop it until I tried it. So once again, thank you all for being here. Watermelon tahine. Oh my gosh, Sammy, I have been craving that and I have not had it yet this summer. And oh my gosh, it's like my absolute favorite pool snack. I used to not like tahine at all, but for whatever reason, the past couple of years, it's probably because my brother-in-law is Mexican. So it's like the tahine is like always around. And yeah, the watermelon tahine, especially last summer, was like my absolute favorite pool snack. And I've been craving that like crazy. And I also got some of the, oh my gosh, what is it called? Like the I Love Chamoy is like the sugar-free chamoy on TikTok. And I got like their variety pack to try. But I haven't had watermelon yet this summer, so I haven't been using it. So like, I am deprived of my watermelon. For anyone just joining, we're adding some rainbow colored caramel to piping bags. Long streams are nice. Yeah, they actually kind of are. I love how we actually get to have a little bit more discussion and everything. I really appreciate everyone being in the chat today, because it's always more fun to talk to other people than myself. Bring some over to your sisters to bribe her and her husband with it to use the pool. And then my sister says, yep, that's my current craving too. Yes, that is something we have mentioned to each other for sure, is the watermelon pool snack. Chamoy plus hot sauce plus lime on chips too. That's actually, I never knew that people put hot sauce on chips until my brother-in-law. Because he loves to put like lime and I think it's Valentina that he prefers to put on chips sometimes. And I never knew that was a thing, but it is tasty, unless I have too much of the hot sauce, and then I'm like, I can't taste anything. Let's see if I can get these little caramel cups out of my way. Okay, halfway through with our colors. Your brother-in-law has his priority strain. Hold on, like I said, when I was first introduced, his family first introduced us to like the tahine with watermelon, and I was like, it's fine, but I prefer like, at first I just preferred regular chamoy with watermelon, and then, like I said, for whatever reason, like in particular last summer, it just clicked. Like that was the best flavor combination, especially when we were like, you know, just hanging out in the pool. It was like the best thing ever. So we're definitely need to make that happen very soon. Scooch over. Okay. And we just have blue and purple. And the purple actually is looking more purple. Is it just me? I don't know. Man, I want some watermelon with tahine and chamoy. Same. Anytime it gets brought up, it's like, I need it so bad. And Roba says, yeah, it does too. It does. That sounds so good, especially with how hot it's going to be tomorrow. That would be absolutely perfect. I feel like this caramel would be really cool. I don't know, it's like super weird, maybe off topic, but I feel like the caramel, like this color is like a very good like lagoon kind of color. If I were to make like a cake, like that would be really good for the water or something. I don't know, just like the deep color, it made me think of that for a second. They say which is strange. So you don't, watermelon with tahini and chamoy is not a usual craving. Like I said, it was not for me at first either. I was like, it's fine, whatever. And then last summer, I don't know, it got to me. It was like, I need that. Okay, last color. We're not gonna put all of it in here because it's quite a bit. Oops, how the heck did I have chocolate on my hand? It reminded me of emeralds. Yes, very true. I think I touched the bowl that had chocolate. My bad. Got in my way. Okay. So add some of our purple. Yeah, I feel like, I can't remember who said it in the chat. It's Friday, my mind's blank at this point, but I feel like someone said that it does look like the colors kind of develop a little bit more after sitting, and I think that's very true. Okay. I feel like you can see the purple. That's kind of cool. Side note for next time. Because the red just develops right away, which is not usual, because if you do the same with buttercream, then it's the opposite. Like the other colors you'll see right away, and red will either take a while or it needs extra color. So, interesting little side note. Okay, our bar is nice and solid. And I'm going to add extra chocolate to the sides to reinforce them, like I mentioned. Where are you? There. Grabbing another food brush. The consistency of the purple is different from the others. Yeah, that one I am kind of surprised about. Okay, so I still have some kind of melty stuff right here. So I'm just going to use food brush and add extra. And this is mostly just because I'm paranoid that it's going to be too thin, it's going to break while I'm trying to demold it. So that's why I add the extra sometimes, like I'm doing right now. This is not necessarily like a usual thing. And it's set super quick, of course, because the other melts were really frozen, so it's going to set super quick when you add other melts to that. I'm trying to clean off my offset spatula really quick. Okay. So usually I would clean this up. Maybe I can still, let's see. I'm gonna use my kitchen torch to lightly heat my offset spatula to try and scrape down these sides so these little extra pieces right here won't mess up the final design. I can kind of like scrape it. It's working. Okay, I'm gonna dump out these extra pieces on our parchment paper over here. And these extras that I keep dumping out, we can easily remelt those for another project. Okay, so where's our, I think, it doesn't really have a top, but I'm thinking that this is, ooh, I had paper towel in my hand. I'm thinking that this is kind of like the top-ish over here. So let's see, I wanna make sure you're in the shot, there you go. Okay, so we're just gonna cut a little bit. So you can already see that that thickened up the sides quite a bit. It's not even all the way across, but you know, if we're doing professional chocolatier stuff, we would definitely be doing this a little bit differently, but this is for like a slightly easier version, or at least what I consider easier. Little extra chocolate chunks out of there. Okay, so we're going to cut the tips off of our piping bags just a little bit. I'm thinking probably about that much, because we want it to be obviously enough to actually pipe, but we don't want too much because we want to be able to adjust as we go. And I think if it pipes too much at once, it's not going to be so fun. So I'll cut the rest of the piping bags real fast, about the same size. Try to keep track of these little plastic pieces at the same time. Okay. So we're ready to pipe our colors. And so let's start with, I guess let's start with purple, or yeah, let's do purple on the side. We could do the middle ones and kind of like see how thick we need to pipe them. And these do pipe. I tested it by piping it back into the bowl. So we're just gonna do a stripe right across. We don't want to make it too thin, or too thick, I mean, like I said, because we want to make sure the chocolate's going to cover it. But we want it to be thick enough where we're actually still going to see it and everything. Make another. And we can, of course, add more. That's just what we're starting with. So let's do our end ones first. So we're going to go red next over here. Okay, and then let's do, I feel like I want to do our green and yellow in the middle. I think that might be the next way to go. I feel like we're going to be able to make these thicker than I was expecting. So let's say like blue, green-ish right here. Trying to pipe a straight line, not going that well. Again, these are all going to kind of blend together, so it's fine. It's like half-ish. Okay, let's do blue in the middle of that. And then we can fill in with whatever color we want to add. I'm getting even more excited because I feel like the colors are really popping when you see them all next to each other. Of course, they're still not super bright, but that's because caramel already has a dark base to it. I think I'm gonna go back in with a little bit more red. The orange piped pretty generously there. Okay, I'm getting more excited about this. I think it's gonna look really cool when I break it open. A little bit more purple. I'm going with like a little bit more of the bluish. There's enough for that one, some more green. Quite a bit of yellow, so I'm gonna add a little extra green right there. We can even go back in with a little bit more purple. And now it looks like gummies from afar. Oh, that's true. That's actually a brilliant idea. Thank you so much. I literally thought of it last night and I was like, gotta make it happen. We're already doing a candy bar. We're gonna add caramel to it. Let's see if it turns out rainbow. And I think, like I said, you can see a little bit more purple when you compare it to the other colors. Come on. Caramel's a bit thick, so it's not settling. I'm trying to pat it, but I don't want to like smack it on the counter to possibly break the bar. So I'm just trying to pat the bottom to see if it kind of goes together. Let's see, I'm gonna fill in a little space here.
Move.
And can fill in a little bit more. A little more yellow right there. Just kind of going back into fill little spaces that wouldn't come together. Look. Rainbow caramel.
Are you still on your call?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Hello, everyone.
Okay, I'm gonna pop this in the freezer for just a little teeny bit. I don't want to pop it in there for too long. I want the caramel to be just lightly set, a little bit thicker than it is right now, and then we can cover it with chocolate, and then we can unmold or demold the bar, if you will. Okay. You have a couple people saying hi to you.
Well, I'm excited. So when we taste the caramel, my mouth is gonna look like a rainbow.
Oh, I said when I did the purple, I was like, you're gonna claim the purple caramel after I'm done with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have our chocolate ready to go. I think that's enough, but I'm also gonna pop in our other piece that we let set over here. Just gonna break it into a couple little pieces so we can remelt that and cover the top of our caramel. Let me get these piping bags out of the way because I feel like I'm gonna knock them over. clean that for just a second. What you making? Thanks so much for joining. We're making a rainbow candy bar, and we just stuffed it with rainbow caramel, and we're about to, once it sets for just a teensy bit in the freezer, we're gonna add our final layer of chocolate and we'll be done. All right, there's still like a ton of rainbow caramel left, so I need to do some more fun stuff with it. Purple is fantastic, so valid. For example, the dope countertops. Yeah, this is her little passion project here. When she found the purple in the countertop, she's like, that's the one. Okay, I feel like we should be okay. I'm gonna start to remelt this. Go like 25 seconds because I feel like part of it was still just a teensy bit melty. Rainbow swirl caramel. Ooh, possibly. It'd be really cool if I did like a vanilla ice cream and then somehow got it to see all the different rainbow colors of swirled caramel through there without making them blend. That's the trick, is to make sure that they don't blend with each other. Because this is gonna look like a super deep brown, almost black color with all the food gel colors in there. Actually might be enough time for this. A little bit on the spoon itself, it's not wanting to melt. I remember you telling me that maybe 5 or 6 weeks ago, because I said they look like blossoms on trees. I'm sorry, my brain is totally blanking right now. I remember you telling me that 5 or 6 weeks ago. What looked like blossom on trees again? I apologize. Oh, are you talking about the countertop? With this one? I'm sorry, my mind is like, it's almost the weekend. The countertop, yes. That is true. I forgot that you mentioned that, but that, yeah, it does look like little like blossoms and petals, and she was so excited about all the pops of purple in this one. She picked it out herself to have the maximum amount of purple. All right, let's get our bar. Okay, so it's definitely still a little bit tacky, but it's not like sticking to my finger so easily when I touch it. So I feel like this should be good, but then we will have to pop it back either in the freezer or fridge. Sometimes if you have it in the freezer for too long, then it'll start to kind of sweat on the outside. So I want to avoid that, of course. We're just going to cover our caramel pretty generously and spread it out. Making sure all of our little nooks and crannies are filled here. Now we can do a little quick tap, tap, tap to get rid of some air bubbles and use our offset spatula to kind of get some of the excess off there. We of course don't want to make it too thin. We want to make sure that the back is still covered. So I usually make mine a little bit thicker than what the mold is, like I mentioned. So kind of doing this to even it out a little bit, and we can clean up the sides, but leave the back just a little bit thicker. So it'll be easier to demold and not have a bunch of pieces if we can kind of clean up a little bit like this. Okay, whatever is left, we can easily break those off. But like I said, I'm just at a caution gonna leave the back. I messed it up a little bit. Hold on. A little bit thicker here. All right, so I'm just gonna leave it as is and see if I can pop this in the freezer really quick. Oh, already breaking off excess pieces of chocolate. Okay. Oh, I got the counter very messy. I love the deeper rainbow color. I do too. I usually prefer pastel, but I think that looks really cool with the really deep saturated colors with the caramel. I'm so excited to see the final results. I am too. And I need to apologize. My brain is super forgetful and mush a lot, so you blanking for a second is no big deal. Thank you. I appreciate that. Like I said, it's been a lot of editing this week, and I feel like after a lot of editing, my brain is just like, please, no more for today or this week. I'm sure it's going to look amazing. Thank you so much, Renee. I'm going to clean up this little chocolate spot that I had here. I had multiple spots. Okay. Let's see. I can't wait to see the outcome. I know, me too. I'm anxiously awaiting. I want to make sure that we like demold it obviously soon, because this is a lot longer than a usual live, so I really appreciate you all being here and especially talking to me so I don't have to talk to myself. But I definitely want to make sure we don't demold it too early, because then it might crack, so leaving there just long enough to hopefully let it set and make it a little bit easier for demolding. Luckily, these candy bar molds that I got, like I said, off of Amazon, are fairly easy to demold. They pop out pretty easily, especially with candy melts. Like I said, I'm using the dark chocolate melting wafers. So I'm sure you could still use tempered chocolates. I have not tried, because tempered chocolate is one of those things where I think I have been able to do it once. So I just need to practice more. It's one of those things where I just need a little bit more time with it. But yeah, it's been awesome seeing a long process from you. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you appreciate it. Yeah, I usually try and keep them like a little bit shorter, because then I get comments. I know it's like paying attention to what people say, but I get comments afterward that are like 30 minutes for a demonstration, and then it's like they don't pay attention to the fact that it says live in the title. But you know I can't please everybody. That's the recovering people pleaser in me. Okay, let's give it a few more seconds. What else is coming up? I mentioned I have a tutorial coming out on Monday. It's cookie related. It's 5 tips to make better and more fun chocolate chip cookies. So that's going to be really cool. And what else do we have coming up? Of course, daily shorts and all that kind of fun stuff. And next week's live, I mentioned, is going to be like the Christmas crack, but like a rainbow version. And yeah, daily shorts videos, hopefully more rainbow stuff. I haven't been able to make as much rainbow stuff this year, so I've been trying to at least do that with the lives. And I think that's pretty much it for now. Like I said, I'll be doing that competition stuff at the end of July, so not much updates that'll go on between then and now, but I will for sure record the process of how that goes. Let's see. Haters gonna hate just because it isn't 60 seconds or a few minutes. Yeah, definitely. I feel like it kind of fluctuates. Like either people like really appreciate the longer stuff, or they're like, they complain if it's 2 minutes. Okay. I'm too anxious. I need to go and like, I want to demold it right now to see how it turned out. I think I made the bar thick enough where it should be good. I'm actually going to get a piece of parchment paper out, because there's going to be a lot of chocolate shards. Okay, So like I said, I would usually let it set for a little bit longer, but yeah, you see a little bit of separation there. I think I should have used my torch, but because it's silicone mold, usually you do want to use that for a polycarbonate mold. But let's see. Let's just see how it turns out. I know ways that we can improve this in the future, but I want to make sure all the sides are separate. Okay, some of the sides stuck. Some of them you can see are kind of peeling off, but because that extra chocolate layer that I added around the perimeter, I think we're going to be good. And then just very carefully, I'd rather watch live than flipping through 100 shorts in the same time frame. That's true. No, it might break. I think that it's set enough where it will demold pretty well, like it's doing. Just trying to slowly, carefully separate all the little hearts. And we can stick it, I'll stick it back in the fridge to make sure it's nice and solid. I might add a little extra chocolate like on the perimeter possibly, if it feels like any caramel might leak out, but I think it seems like it's sealed enough where it's gonna all stay in there. Ooh. Oh, the gold looks even better than I was hoping. Yay! I want to make sure that you guys that stayed to the end got to see at least the final look of it. And like I said, I'm going to take some pictures of the bar and then I'm going to break it open and see how that looks. I got all this chocolate off my hands. Nice, well, pretty, love it. It's so gorgeous. Oh my God. Thank you so much, everybody. And thank you so much, like I said, for sticking around, for chatting with me. I really, really appreciate it. I love being able to chat with you guys on lives. And I'm really excited that the gold in particular really helps. I feel like the rainbow colors even pop more. And we can kind of like break off those little excess pieces on the side later, but I think it turned out pretty good. And I think it's sealed still pretty well. I'm not seeing any kind of caramel popping out. So yeah. Let's see, it looks so cool. Thank you so much. It's beautiful. Oh, thank you. Is that chocolates? Yes, this is a chocolate bar. Technically it's using dark chocolate melting wafers instead of tempered chocolate, but it still tastes quite delicious. And it's stuffed with a rainbow caramel. Well done. Thank you so much. Like I said, I'm gonna take some pictures and then I will post a video probably tomorrow of breaking it open and let you guys know, or you guys will see how it turns out. But I think that's it. In the meantime, if there's any other questions, the gold topped it off. I really agree. I'm really excited that I thought of doing that to go with this because I feel like with the chocolate, it looks fine, but with the gold, it just gives it like an extra pop of really fun color that makes it stand out. Can't wait. Where do you get these molds? Oh, great question. I found a mold set on Amazon, and if I can, sometime this weekend, I'll post a link if I can find it because sometimes the seller stops selling things. But I found this one. It was part of a mold set where I got like 6 or 8 candy bar molds, and this was the one with the little teeny tiny hearts everywhere. So I will try and post that in the description of this video when it goes live. It'll go live sometime this afternoon, but I'll try to make sure I get it up either today or sometime this weekend, like I mentioned. It was a great idea. Thank you so much, Sammy. Silver would look good too. I do love that idea, and I do have silver that I could try out sometime. I feel like it's a while in between when I use this bar mold because the hearts take so long, but you like the gold?
I want to see purple.
The purple caramels on the inside. I'll be breaking that later. As you can see, my mom's all about the purple. Let's see.
Very cool.
What is the gold made out of? Luster dust. Here, I have it right here. This I also found on Amazon, edible metallic gold. It doesn't call it luster dust, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But this one is one of the best ones I found for putting on chocolate like this, where it really makes it pop and really have a great gold color. So that's my favorite one so far for using it for this kind of application. Thank you. Enjoyed your live. We'll join again. Thank you so much, Renee, for being here. The hearts came out perfect. That's why they're so painstaking. But I am excited that they did turn out like that too. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. She got excited to see the purple. I love that so much. Yeah, she's definitely going to be very excited to see. She loves like all colors, especially because she loves tie-dye. She's a very tie-dye person. One of the inspirations for my tie-dye cake series. But yeah, purple is always like if you know purple people, they're always all about their purple colors and everything. Thank you. You're so nice. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you again for joining, Margaret. Will you break it open now? I'm not going to just yet. I want to take pictures before we break open the bar, but I'll post a shorts video tomorrow that I can tie back to this video, of course. But I'll post a shorts video tomorrow breaking it open. So it'll be nice up close to the camera and also better lighting because we're going to be by the window with some natural light. I love tie-dye too. Let me know what kind of color combinations you'd love to see. I haven't been able to make as much tie-dye stuff recently, but I really want to get back into it, especially making some maybe like cupcakes and a little bit of mini cakes. Perfect, thanks. Thank you so much. If there is no other questions or any other things to pop into the chat, like I mentioned, check out all the stuff that's coming up really soon, and I'll be posting the breaking up the bar video tomorrow. Aside from that, like I said, next week we have our next live, same time and same day. And I hope everyone has a really great week coming up, but also a really great weekend. Try to stay cool out there because I know I'm going to try to stay cool tomorrow with it being 104. But aside from that, I really appreciate all of you being here. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.